Hello, my guys. Welcome to your Tuesday evening entertainment. I'm going to be hanging out with you guys for a few hours to get some reading done. So grab your books, 2 if you have them. If not, it's fine. We can make a do with 1. And settle down to read some pages. So I will say at the beginning, as I always do, before I forget, because it's public sprints, there's going to be a lot of you guys, and I can't click on everyone's comments, but I will click on Gavin's. Because Gavin's the love of my life, and he would be my dice king if he would only accept. But yeah, I'm not going to be able to click on everyone's comments because there's going to be a heckin' ton of yous. But thank you for tuning in. How y'all doing? Thanks for joining us today. Get some reading done. I am working on roll number 8, so you can say that the Spookopoly has been a rip-roaring success so far. I will say, though, that I knew I landed on Black Cat last, and I knew I was going to land on it because I already read 2 books with cats in, and I knew because I was exhausted in my supply of cat books that knowing my luck I was going to land on the space, and I did. So now I'm reading a very unspooky manga, but it's a manga, so I don't think it's going to take me too long. Hello, Caitlin and Tina. How is it going? Hello to Amberly. Oh, I haven't started Fall of House of Usher yet. I'm so excited, though. I'll get to that eventually. I'm still catching up on Love is Blind. I've just watched episode 7, I think. No spoilers, please. I'm very sensitive to Love is Blind spoilers. I'll put you in timeout. Oh no. I try my best. I do. I'm glad that it's working out for you. Oh, Gavin, you honor me. Hey, hope you enjoy your first sprint. 4th wing. Very nice, very nice. Oh, see, if I had landed on the Black Cat prompt twice before I've read the 2 books that I've already read with Black Cats in, would have been fine. This is the last one, I think, that has like an actual cat on. I think after this, I mean, I could probably find some fantasy that I haven't read yet that has cats in. But I think that even the book I just read, even For You and Only You by Caroline Kepnes, there is a cat in that book. So that's 3 books. This is my 4th book with cats in that I've read this month out of 8. And I think if I land on cats again, I'm going to have to move on. Like, I'm going to have to graduate to tigers or jaguars or something. And also move into fantasy, because I think I've exhausted anything spooky related or quick that has cats in. I'm glad that this came up because I've really wanted to read it for a long time. But I'm sad that I had to deviate from my spookiness because I was literally looking for thrillers with cats on the cover. Can confirm I did not find any. Oh, Bunny, very apt for the season. Hello. What's so good? Oh, the Fall of House of Usher. Fair. Savage Lancer Green. Nice. Hello, everybody. Oh, yikes, Molly. I haven't looked at mine yet in case I land on it. I want it to be a surprise. I don't know what's going to happen. I do not know. My Goodreads TBR isn't even up to date now. I actually need to go on and review everything that I've read in the first week of the readathon. Because I do it when my vlogs come out. I go and review them. It often takes me longer than that, but I'm trying. Oh, that is perfect. That is my favorite book in the series as well. Hello. Oh, thank you, Irene. I hope you enjoy the sprints today. Last Housewife by Ashley Winstead and Jade War is second. I don't need any help, my love. I am fine doing it by myself. I don't need assistance. Unless you think I do. Keep rolling all the same prompts, so no Black Cat. Yeah, I have noticed that you're landing on all repeat stuff. Continuing with Bone Smith and starting Fall of Ruin and Wrath. Nice. Welcome to your first sprint. I'm sorry that you have to do math homework, but hopefully you will get some reading done as well. Hoping I would land on more of the regular spaces with the built-in prompts, but I've managed to land on Chance Mood Reading Community Shelf. I mean, hopefully you'll get there. I've landed on Chance once. which is fine enough for me, really. I haven't landed on any special spaces. Have I only landed on properties? No, because I landed on chance. Haven't hit a train station yet, I don't think. So I'm mainly hitting the properties. Roll. Oh, I am landing on the same sets of colours though. So I've landed on the pinks twice. I'm on my second go around the board. I've landed on the pinks twice. And I've stopped. Last time I got to the reds, I landed on chance, so I didn't land on a red. But now I'm currently on a red. And I'm hoping I can skip the yellows, because I think my least favourite prompts on the board, like colour set, is the yellows. Too vague. I want to narrow it down a bit more. Like, I don't want to sit here and think about what books are sticky, and I really regret saying that the books are sticky now. I really, really do. But yeah, I kind of want to skip the yellows, but that's a long shot because I'm right at the beginning of the reds. I feel like I'm probably going to land on a yellow, and I also don't want to jinx myself and land on something worse than a yellow either. Kiss Curse. I hope you enjoy it more than I do. I didn't like it quite as much as the XX. Landed on lowest rated, struggling to read it. I get the low rating. Oh dear. Becca is an independent queen. Yeah, am I? Yeah, I probably am. I'm really poorly organized. Like, I've known that I was going to do sprints on this day for a long time, but I was going to do them at 7 as normal. And at the last minute, I was like, you know what? Let's just start at 6 because Curtis is out today. So I just made myself dinner, watched an episode of Love is Blind, and was like, we can start by 6. In which case I couldn't have asked anyone to join me because I didn't know what time I was starting. But yeah, like the thinking ahead and asking people, I don't like asking people to do things at all, especially like when it's a favor. Like, I don't, it makes me feel weird. And it's not anything that like people would make me feel. I know that some people don't see it as an obligation, but I see it as asking you to do something you don't want to do, like as a favor. And sometimes I just don't want to, you know. Plus, I've always preferred my own company more than anybody else's. I don't know. At least until 9 p.m. UK. It's 6 p.m. now. Am I going to go till 10? I don't know. We'll see how I feel. I haven't exercised today and I feel weird about it. So maybe I'll go at like between 9 and 10 and get a late night workout in. Reading Belladonna. Heard very, very good things about that. I'm glad you're here, Zoe. I haven't seen you in a while. New here, finishing up with a smut novella. I'm poorly organized in a way, like I will sit and think. So take the last catch-up book club live show, for example. I was in Italy and I knew that I needed to text Cody and tell her that I would send her the thumbnail on Sunday because I only got home on Saturday because I'd made it, but I hadn't sent it to myself. So I messaged her on Saturday night. Like, I just really put off talking to people about any kind of thing. And I don't know what it is. I really don't. I think people have hurt me too much in the past. We're the same person, honestly. I hate asking people things too. I know, right? And then, like, even if I said, Gavin, should we sprint tomorrow? And you said no, I would take it as a personal offense, like a rejection, even though I know it's not. Like, I just don't want it. Because, like, people ask me, like, Leanne messages me sometimes and she's like, do you want to join me for sprints? I'm like, absolutely not. I don't. I'm going to go get in the bath. And it's not a rejection. It's just, you know, but I don't know. It makes me feel weird. Don't like it. Thanks. Is it my reluctance to talk to people that you find so inspiring? I am eagerly awaiting your return, Alex. Take your time. Hi. Oh, thanks, Ellen. You flatter me. It's true, because if I get a lot of reading done today, I am going to have to roll again at some point, which I hate doing during sprints because I use my camera as my webcam. But I'm definitely going to finish this, which is going to add 500 pages to my daily total, which is amazing. I might watch an episode of Love is Blind in bed. This is very fair. You know what? I can be very, very chatty. Like, I am that bitch who will talk to the people working in retail and be like, oh my God, like, this thing was on sale. Isn't that so good? But, like, I want to actually have a conversation with anybody. this month, I can be free for that. That is something I can do. Am I free? I don't have any plans after this weekend, I think. Nothing that would stop me from sprinting anyway. Happy to be here and read with you lovely people. Welcome, Mariah. I hope you have an amazing time. Yeah, I just like to be alone, and like I feel like I've been rejected a lot in the past, which is why I don't like asking people things. Even recently, I've asked people stuff and they said no, and I'm like, you're just so fucking unhelpful. Like, it's so rude. Like, my pet peeve, like, this is just some random tea that isn't tea, because I'm not going to give you specifics, but my pet peeve is people who say no to doing you a favor. I'm like, I don't ask for favors often. And if you don't ask for favors often, then that's fine. If you're taking the piss, then I understand why people would say no to you. But if you ask somebody for a favor and they say no because, like, oh, like, it's inconvenient. I'm like, I know it's inconvenient. That's why it's a favor. If it was convenient, it wouldn't be a favor. Like, and I'm sorry that I have to ask you this. And I feel bad for asking, because they pointed out that I'm making like inconvenience in them. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I didn't want to. So I just like fix, I'm an only child as well. So I just fix everything myself as much as possible. But the thing is, if you ask me for a favor, I will say yes, unless I have a valid reason not to, because it's a favor. It's supposed to be inconvenient. So when people don't reciprocate this energy, then I just get really annoyed and I just can't be bothered, because like, it's supposed to be inconvenient. That's, you know, rejection and emotional sensitivity are my historical cornerstones. I have to pay my own family money to do me a favor. Yeah, no, I feel you. There's like, my dad picked me up from the airport because of the train strike, and I was surprised that he said yeah, because like, it's 50-50 with my dad. Sometimes he says yes and sometimes he says no, but I do appreciate that I did take the piss a lot when I was younger, asking my dad to do stuff for me. Well, I'm glad that somebody does. I'm the middle child and I still try to fix everything myself. Is that because you were potentially neglected because you weren't the baby and you weren't the eldest? So like, you kind of just had to make your own way. Yeah. And then I get annoyed because people don't do stuff for me, but at the same time, like, I don't ask. And there's lots of people, because I know we got into the subject for sprints, like, I totally know that people would host sprints if I asked them to. Like, people have offered to host sprints. People have messaged me and said, like, if you ever need a guest for sprints, then just give me a shout. And I'm like, I don't know, because then there's so many people. I feel like I have to curate a list of people, and people might feel, not even that people might feel left out, I just have to really think about things. I just like to just be casual. We're just very casual here, especially like this round of the Spookopoly. I appreciate I've gone harder in the past, like other years have been more intense than this one. But I'm just really chill. I'm really zen. I'm in my zen phase. And zen phase is me sat here with, actually, I do have makeup on. I put mascara on 2 minutes before these sprints started because I was looking a little bit like an egg with a little dot on top. But yeah, casual is just me sat here chatting shit and rolling dice. Where are you, Gavin? Inconvenient is not impossible, so they better work on a valid excuse not to do it. Ain't that the truth? Our first sprint is going to be 30 minutes. Forgot to mention, but now that I've got a lot of you here, it's probably better than throwing it in at the beginning. If you are unfamiliar with dice sprints, the instructions, the rules are in the description box. So feel free to peruse those if you would like a refresher. But just to give you a quick little rundown, I roll 2 6-sided dice. Every dot on the dice represents 5 minutes. If I roll a double in any sprint apart from the first one, we have to swap books. And I say have to very loosely. Do what you want. I am not the boss of you, but those are the rules. So this was, because I often have at least one person ask what the dots mean. This is a 6, and 6 5s are 30. So the first sprint will be 30 minutes. I feel like some kind of like, what they called them people who walk up and down when you take exams. Were they invigilators? Is that a word? I feel like one of those who's just like reeling off a list of instructions. It's great. Like, I post on Twitter once a week and I only go back a week later to see if anybody replied. Oh dear. Oh god, yeah. It's like, do I just ask someone else? Because then the original person will come back and be like, I can do it, and I'm like, it's too late now. Or like when you ask someone to do something and they always say no, so then you sort it out, and then you mention in conversation like, oh, I've done this thing for this, and it's like, oh, I know somebody who could have done that, and it's like, well, really, because usually you're very unhelpful, which is why I've chosen to sort it out for myself this time. I'm assuming this is like a US thing. And this is a UK thing. That's what I'm going to go with. Oh, yeah, there's this as well. Like, I could never have anybody edit my videos or anything. Absolutely not. That is not something that's ever going to happen. Hamilton is out. He went out about half an hour ago. And Brie is asleep on the footstool in the living room. So I'm on my own right now. Probably not for long. And on that note, actually, because we're 1 minute behind schedule, I'll see you all in 30 minutes. Hello. How did the it's a manga, I'm released though. It reads Speedy. How do we all do? Hello to Bobby. Nice of you to join us, Your Majesty. 40 pages read, posted about you on Insta. Did you? I hope you said good things. Sushi arrived because I'm a lazy greedy bitch who doesn't cook. I thought you were a lazy greedy bitch that did cook now. How much have I read? It's a very good question, isn't it? It's a very good question. I read 3 chapters that were 120 pages. I'm on chapter 7 now. Am I halfway through? Remember? Just about? Yeah. I'm at the halfway point. Right. Where are we all? What's going on? We've got some pages we read. I'm going backwards, which isn't a good idea because then I'm going to not know where I'm up to. So let's go the right way. 33 pages in my Toffee Apple book in An Absent Dream. Nice. Popped in the middle of that sprint. Reading Fatal Royal. 2 chapters in Mexican Gothic. 38. Hi, Nina. I'm glad that your reading is going well. Ooh, I hope you enjoyed Rebecca. 11 pages. Had dinner first. Beautiful. I don't do HelloFresh anymore. My kitchen is too small and impractical, so I just put frozen things in the air fryer now. I'll get a takeaway. Oh no. I had a kitchen like that when I grew up, a kitchen like yours that was tiny and horrible. I could not have a kitchen like that now because I make candles as well. It would be hell. Half working through that sprint, so I only got 2% more in Order of the Phoenix. 14 of Jurassic Park. Got the kiddo to bed, had a snack and 7 pages of Oathbringer. Oh, it's baby bedtime. All of the babies have been put to bed. Starling House for roll 5. 23 of it. I don't remember the print in mine. I struggled. A lot of people said they found Fourth Wing really easy to read and fly through. And it took me a long time to get into it. 33 read and 1 iced coffee finished. Ooh. Chapter 10 of What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. First chapter of Babel. Library of the Unwritten. Got distracted by YouTube. That is very fair. I need to, if you guys can hear some weird noises in the background, I am playing an ambience room now. It is haunted house Halloween ambience with nature sound. Because I listen to them a lot, they just pop up on my homepage. So when I'm reading, I just click on one. Normally I listen to rain sounds, and this one does not have that. But it has a really weird creaking noise every so often that is quite scary. Everyone is going to bed, and meanwhile over here I have the house to myself and the babies are in school. You educate those babies. A couple of pages in Swordcatcher. Nice. No, there are a lot of people here in the US. 25% into Starling House. 25 spells for forgetting. Both very good spooky season picks. I honestly don't know what I want to read next. It's mystery. Honestly, it's an adrenaline rush. I'm addicted to rolling, guys. Maybe I need to start a club after this. It's like Dice Rollers Anonymous, because you just can't get over the rush of rolling for a new prompt. Oh, art club. Nice. Hello, my lovely. Gonna try to finish Diary of Blood so I can start stalking Jack the Ripper. Sounds a plan. Oh, you are a Salem resident. I remember now. No, I just cannot commit. Nobody ever said that I have commitment issues, okay? But I do have commitment issues. And that is just too much. If One Piece was a man in a bar, I would say no, and I would walk the other way, unfortunately. Nice try, though. Nice try. Just one. Oh, hi, Cecilia. Just before 1 p.m. here in Texas. We have the entire world is here. Look at this. I'm like the entire United States is representing, but that is not even slightly true, is it? I have like my manga. Like I don't like manga anymore that isn't like, it's weird because I read fantasy. Okay, fantasy, sci-fi is my genre. If we're talking about manga, it's contemporary. Like I can't do fantasy, and I can't do long series. Like this is how I like my manga. Like I like a bind up of an entire story that's about 500 pages or less than 10 volumes. Anything more than that, I just can't. You say no to the man in the bar because you have me at home. Well, that's very true, Gav. When you go Gav, you never go back, which doesn't rhyme at all, but remains true nonetheless. Bobby, did you just recommend the channel that I recommended to you, which was the only ambience room that you could listen to? Just throwing that recommendation right back at me. One Piece is the man in the bar. You can't walk away from. I looked at his eyes. I'll never move now. Oh dear. Well, I mean, I'm engaged, so I don't think that is something that I should be doing, I'm afraid. Playing Stardew Valley before the next sprint because I'm obsessed. That is very fair. I've never played Stardew Valley, but I can see how it's addictive. There we go. See, that's what we were. That's what I thought, but it just didn't come out, did it? When you pick Gav, no one else you'll ever have. This one doesn't work, I'm afraid. It was a valiant effort, but I don't think it's quite right. Only because they just put up a new room with your rain side. Okay. I'm like vibing with this kind of now. I know you're going to call me out for like complaining, and then when you offer me a solution, complaining. Because isn't that me? If it's a thought that I didn't have, then I don't want to hear it, okay? Let's have a look. Let's see if it compares. 2 weeks ago. Oh, what if I just clicked on something I shouldn't have done anyway? Oh, it's the rain and thunder for me. Like it makes my head buzz in a good way. I like it. I can link you this one because this is good. I don't really have like a favorite room unless Bobby can link that one that I used to go to a lot, which is Cat by the Fire. Oh, this is good. Oh, but yeah, just anything with like rain and thunder in, and like a crackling fire as well. It's really like making me shiver. I like it. Where was I? I cannot recommend cozy fantasy manga. Gavin might be able to. But no, fantasy manga is sadly not for me, so I don't really have any that I actually like. I haven't read much cozy fantasy manga actually, which there are like, I guess like middle grade YA kind of fantasy mangas that I want to try, but weirdly contemporary and romance is my like YA contemporary is my manga niche. There we go. Thank you, ever faithful assistant, for doing me a solid. Did you like that? We got another one. I'm not going to say these because like I can't pronounce that. I love them sad. I don't know what's happening with my accent today as well, but this is very much like my very natural northern accent, which is a bit scary because normally I can't slip into this when I'm live or doing sprints or videos or anything. We got another one. Ancient Magus. Is it Magus Bride? Is one that what about the Witch Hat one? Atelier? Is that cozy fantasy? Because that's what I thought of when somebody said like cozy fantasy. Yeah, there we go. That's the only one that I know. For sure, that like fits into that vibe. I don't know where it's come from today. Bobby has put the link to my favourite ambience room in the chat. Becca is imposter confirmed. we got an extra 5 minutes. So this one's going to be 35 minutes. Not too bad, not too bad. Okay. Hello. Wait, I said I don't want any fantasy manga recommendations. Don't go selling me things like this. I do need to place a Waterstones order though, and I need to add one more book to it for free shipping. I do like to buy my manga from my local comic book store though, instead of a actual like bookshop. So now I've got that to think about, but I'll see you all in 35 minutes. Hello. How was that one? I am on page 400. So I read 145 pages in that one. And I have 122 left. So one more 30-ish minute sprint should have me done with this. I figured out what the twist is. And I'm here for it. I like it. I like Yoru Sumino. I've never read a light novel before, but Yoru Sumino writes a lot of them. And I don't think they have any manga, like any more manga that I haven't read. So, like, do I read my first light novel? I guess with light novels, I'm just worried that they'll read, like, really basic. Because they're so small. Because I feel like with manga, like, yes, the story is quite not necessarily simple, but obviously restricted to a small amount of words. But the pictures fill in the rest of it. So, I don't know. What were we up to? Oh gosh. Finished the XX, nice. She was very comfortable. My legs are cold now. Ate lunch, watched the rest of an episode of Angel. We love to hear it. 30, 35%, 48, 40. Oh, I'm reading pretty quick. I'm sorry, my love. I didn't mean to startle you. 50 pages of Fortuna, not far off. You are killing it, Marley. This is unusual for you. You are normally a quick reader. 22 of Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell. I've lost my lip balm. I do have a different one though, so I'll just use this one, I guess, even though I think it's tinted pink. Yeah, it's a little bit tinted, but I guess we're just getting a bit bougie at 7:30. What better time, if you ask me? 33. Read a chapter of Rhapsody. 17 of The Last Housewife. It's chilling, interesting. 9 pages of Ship of Destiny. 10% more. 8% of Emily Wilde. We're doing very, very well. Welcome, Emily. Thank you for joining us. That's fair. Frankenstein is. I really like Frankenstein. It's one of my, I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite classics, but it is one that I really like. Only read one light novel, but so far it reads like a script. Interesting. 26 pages. Going to make some lunch. Made it to page 132. Ooh, 1.5 chapters left. I think you're going to be finishing very, very soon. Mexican Gothic is on my priorities for this month, providing obviously that I land on the right prompts. But like I've got it down for Daphne du Maurier or What a Ghostly Scene as like a priority for those two. I also have the Hacienda, which I think would also fit for both of those prompts. But I've had Mexican Gothic longer, so I feel like I want to read that one first. Ooh, just started the Hurricane Wars. Nice. 26 of Fourth Wing. X-Hex. Oh, bless you. I'm glad you're enjoying them. Finished a math section and took a quiz. Very productive. Hi, Kayla. Welcome. Still haven't read. I've done everything for today, so maybe I'll pick up a book finally. I'll keep my fingers crossed for you, but knowing you, Sophie, it's unlikely. Finishing My Heart is a Chainsaw. Going to start A Hideous Progeny. Listening to Starling House, working on my iPad. Honestly, we're all just slaying. They have been digging outside of my house all day. They started at like 9:30 and finished at like 3. And it's not even outside of my house, but I'm worried that they're now going to do, because they did half the street. They did from the right side of my front door that way. And then I feel that they're going to do from the left of my front door. Actually, they should skip all of my house now. And go, which will be good because then they'll never actually drill in front of me. But we'll see. It was BT putting fibre down. But it was very loud and disruptive. Trying to finish my audiobook, The Ghost Ship by Kate Moss. Another 30-minute sprint. I should be done. We'll keep our fingers crossed because we all just need a 30-minute sprint. I would like 45 because after I finish the book, I'm going to have to fill in my spreadsheet, update my vlog, and roll. So I think that I have to disconnect my camera, which is why I don't like vlogging when I'm sprinting, just because it's awkward. But because of that, I would like an extra bit of time to fill in my spreadsheet. So at the start of the next sprint, I can get right to filming my vlog update, rolling my little roll, and finding out what I'm going to be reading next. I do have an audiobook, which is the Buffy audio. I'm less than one chapter in. I've got like 8 minutes left of the first chapter, so I can't really tell you anything about it aside from that it's super cheesy, but I'm enjoying it so far. But that's a very low-key audio. I'm not reading that to have read a book. It's more like a drama podcast, honestly, than anything else. So while I can read that, that's not like a super big priority. I do have it on standby though in case we do roll a double at an inconvenient time, because I mean, I don't know what I'll do while I'm doing it, while I'm listening. Oh, I've got presents to wrap, so I could do that. Listening to you while I'm working, can't really read right now. Are you listening to me while you're working, or are you listening to the audiobook of You by Caroline Kepnes while you're working? I need to know because you capitalize that you, which makes me think it's the audiobook. But in keeping of the narrative of the book, I like this sentence anyway. Truly, like, they've dug up all outside of my house twice in the last 3 months for gasworks, like the actual road. Now they've been digging up the path and they've moved the gasworks further down, so the construction truly does not end. Oh, I do want a tea at some point. Listen to a bit of Frankenstein while I was out. Excited to keep going with Gideon the Ninth in the next sprint. No, that is my Gideon the Ninth is my go-to if I land on Mary Shelley. It's the only sci-fi on my core TBR. I'm going to be making cracked chicken soup in the crock pot once I get home. Sounds good. Got to happen at some point. I've done 99% of my plans for these 2 weeks or so. I've got no excuse. You having no excuse does still not mean that you're going to pick up a book. I'll believe it when I see it, Sophie. I mean, sometimes you do prove me wrong. Very behind on uni work, so thank you for keeping me from procrastinating. You are welcome. Anytime. Apart from not anytime, but right now, you are welcome. Got another 35 pages read before I had to wash some dishes. Ooh, a malted milk and artificial wisdom. Making some soup while on break. It is soup season. I see you all souping and I support it. Oh, okay. Well, I'm obviously going to say Red Rising, like absolutely always. That is my go-to right now. Got a double, which is so unlucky. Oof. The Last House on Needless Street is my most recent 5-star. Very fitting for the season. It's a psychological horror, made me feel so uncomfortable the entire time and gave me emotional whiplash. And, what else are we going to do? Should we spice it up a little bit? Can I spice it up? I'm trying to think seasonal, like what's good for the season. If you like slashers, The Ravens by Danielle Page and Cass Morgan. It's like a witchy sorority, but the witches are going missing and they have to find out who, so it feels like a slasher, even though it isn't necessarily people creeping around murdering people. It has a slasher feel to it. So there you go. I hate recommending books. I'm in the wrong business. Because I always, like, if you read a book based on my recommendation and you hate it, like, I just feel ashamed of myself, honestly. But I hope there's something there. Finally started Fourth Wing. Was so worried it would live up to the hype, but I'm loving it so far. That is good to hear. Ooh, cookie dough. I need a son that makes cookie dough. Hamilton is just not providing in any way. Back from tea, now to dive into the Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches. Another book that I looked at to see if it had a cat in it, and it's got a dog. What is with all of the witches and dogs? Because I landed on the black cat prompt. I knew I was fucked. I knew as soon as I landed on it, it wasn't going to be good. I was like, I've got 3 witchy books here. One of them has to have a cat. The witches. They've all got dogs. Literally never happens. I have not. The Sophie Lark book that I'm actually currently reading this is Stolen Air, and I started it, I don't know why, because I wanted a quick romance. So this has been my default double book for sprints. If I'm not actually reading something else, I read a little bit of this. But I'm pretty committed to reading this series before anything else. This is what I'm going to read if I land on Stephen King. Ow. on Stephen King, because I'm currently reading it and I feel like I'm not, if I don't put it on a TBR, it's not going to get read in any kind of speed. My jumper is from Enchanted Oddities, which I have typed into the chat, just the name of the company. She has a website. You can also find her on Instagram. She's very busy, so you have to be there when the items drop if you want them. And they're expensive because it's like a small business where she embroiders them. But yeah, it's really big and it's really comfortable. This is an XL, but it feels like a 2XL. Like, this is the size that I would normally buy, but it feels a size bigger. And I am kind of like in between a large and an extra large at the minute. Like, an extra large is a bit too big and a large is like a bit too, like, it's not loose enough on the shoulders for me. But this feels like 2XL. This is hard to say. It depends what mood I'm in. It also depends on how everyone else is behaving on the internet. Like, I'm not going to cancel my plans to read it. I'm not that invested. And if I can't open my phone without seeing I Am Flame, then that's going to make me not want to read it, because sadly I am that kind of person. So I don't know. Depends what mood I'm in, what the time it arrives. Right now, the thought of reading romance, absolutely not. Don't want it. So if you ask me right now, then no. But maybe when it arrives, I'll be excited. I keep remembering I have it pre-ordered, so it should arrive close to release. But yeah, I don't know. No, actually. Oh. I said in my unboxing video that I would try, if my TBR isn't too big, to prioritize subscription box books. And I haven't pre-ordered I Am Flame from a subscription box. So if I do end up doing that, then no, I probably won't end up reading it. Well, this is fucking awful. That is a 15-minute sprint. I have not read anything by Jeff Wheeler, Samantha. I am sorry. I did put them. They are in the vlog when it goes up, which will be Thursday. And also I do post them because my nail tech tends to post mine on her Instagram page, and I always share it into my Instagram stories. So I do show them there as well. Right. So we will do 15 minutes. I'm not going to finish my book. Yes, I am salty about it, but because it's only 15 minutes, literally, this is fair. This is fair. Thank you for clarifying. Yeah, right. Stop dawdling. 15 minutes. I'll see you all soon. Hello. How did that tiny sprint treat you? I read about 30 pages. I just got to the end of the chapter. And I have 2 chapters left, which is under 100 pages. And Curtis came home, so he was giving me the gossip from his mum and his dad. And that was pretty much it, because it was 15 minutes, so not a lot really happened. I'm trying, Gavin. Do you think I want to sit here and do 15-minute sprints? Do you think that I'm enjoying this, Gavin? Because I'm not. Hello, Nick. Thank you for joining. 18, 12. Oh dear. I mean, it was 15 minutes, so I'll forgive you all for doing absolutely nothing. Molly, did you read more on a 15-minute sprint than you did in the 35 one? I'm gonna need you to answer to that. 2 sections to go. I mean, if you can do one in 15 minutes, then I have faith that you've got this. 10. I did see that you were a little lost. I hope that you found a link to what you were looking for as well. In case you didn't, does anybody want to link the Clear Ship prompts? And if you guys also might need a link to Clear Ship prompts. Maybe I should find those. I haven't actually looked at them yet because I want to participate, but if I look at them now, I'll start thinking of what I might read. And then I will be excited when the readathon actually starts. They're not on YouTube. I think they're only on Twitter right now. 11, 10, 48. Goldfish and a tea. Nice. 15. Right. It's loaded. Where am I going? This is fair. This is, oh, you're going to have that beautiful new bedding sensation. Okay. Can I get a link for this post? There you are. There are the Clear Ship prompts. Andy, I am assuming, will... That's not the prompts. The prompts are in this thread. Oh, Zodiac. Oh, see, now I'm looking. I don't want to look. There are in that thread. The prompts are in that thread. Oh, this is very exciting. Anyway, I need to stop doing that. Pick something to read, so that's a start. Another section of homework. Finished a chapter of Wheel of Time 12. A few pages of Silver Nitrate. Oh, not bad, not bad. It is a readathon that happens in... oh, I didn't know they had a Discord. Happens in November and December, and it is to clear your shit. It has a narrative, and they normally do like 3 prompts per week, and the point is to... it's never going to work for me, but to clear your shit, like get rid of all of the books on your TBR, because that's something that Andy, who is the creator of the readathon, was doing at one point. I'm pretty sure that they were trying to read their entire TBR. So they created a readathon to try and clear their entire TBR by the end of the year. For me, it would never work because like 3 prompts per week for 8 weeks is not going to get rid of the 500 books that I haven't read, which is going to be more, I'm sure, this year. But yeah, it's fun, and the narrative's really cool. There's like a sassy narrator and a witch. Well, Andy will eventually do a video, but you just read books. I'm so helpful. I really am. I don't really know how this round really works. So your strength and your weaknesses. Oh, you have to build a birth chart. Right, yeah, you have to pick your strength and your weaknesses, and they will depend on the secret quest normally. which tend to be like boss battles, because it's like so it's like mini boss is weakness surprise. So you pick your weaknesses based on your strength and your I didn't escape the books. So you'll get your chart, your character card, and you go to strength sun sign and you pick your strength. So I would have Shelfler's Disappointment because I participated in every year. And then when it comes up to on the calendar, there's a thing, I'm not explaining this very well, but like it says mini boss strength surprise. So on that day or on that week, they will post a thing that says like, this is the prompt based on your strength, and my strength is Shelfless Surprise. So the idea is that you fill in the birth chart with your strengths and your weaknesses. So when that comes up, you know what it is. It's like D&D based. There we go. That's much better than what I'm doing right now. Yeah, for sure. There is like one of the strengths is, where is it? Book realist owned unread is under 100 books, which ain't me. I will try and find the website. I don't think I have a strength. Maybe you give good recommendations. Have I read one of your recommendations yet? I cannot find the website. Where is it? There it is. Although I would really recommend that you all have a Twitter, because I also don't use Twitter, but if there's a readathon and I need to look at a Twitter, then I also have the ability to do so. There we go. Oh, okay. Well, I haven't looked at them. I saw that, was it Taurus's to read a pretty book, an aesthetically pleasing book. But that's all I saw. I'm not looking. I can't, like, I'm not somebody who can focus on something that's coming while I'm focusing on something else. Right now, I'm focusing on my next Spookopoly roll. I can't even look at a November TBR, especially because, like, I don't know what my November TBR is going to be, because I have no idea what I'm reading in October, because I'm rolling as I go. So when am I filming my TBR? It's going up next Sunday, a week on Sunday. So I'll probably film it, because I'm rolling as I go. I might film it on Friday. And on that day, I will look at Cleo shit and see what I'm doing. But normally for Cleo shit, I just kind of mention it. And I don't pick any books for it, because we all know. I thought I was a TBR girl, but I'm a girl who does the bare minimum, you know. So if I have to read, you know, I used to do page breakdowns where it's like I have to read 3,000 pages this month, so I have to read 100 pages a day. If I do that, I will read 100 pages a day and then just not read. Whereas if I mood read, then I actually read more. They're going to keep Twitter as long as it's free. The thing is, if he charges for it, I ain't hosting my readathon on there if I'm paying for it. So then you wouldn't need Twitter, because nobody would be using it. I think everybody would just move over to another platform. Honestly, though, if he does start charging for Twitter, I'm literally not going to do any social media support for Spookopoly apart from Discord, because I just think everything is just a lot these days. Like, there's just a lot of stuff for everything. Like, I can't maintain my own Instagram and Twitter page. Like, I can't do one for a readathon and a book club and make merch for everything as well. Like, it's just a lot. And the only way, we touched upon this earlier, but the only way the Spookopoly was happening this year is if it was super low key, because I'm no super low key. But I think that's good. I don't think, as somebody who is, I feel very independent and likes to do things. That's why Spookopoly is very much like, I give you resources and you take them and go do what you want, because then, like, you're all just doing stuff by yourself, and I like to do things by myself, so I let you guys do things by yourself, and we all just have a great time. In previous years of Spookopoly, I don't read very much because I'm too anxious about everything that I need to do, that I don't actually on myself. So by having it super low key and just not doing anything social media apart from sprints, I'm actually enjoying my own readathon. Who knew? Who knew that I could do that? I could try. The only problem that I have with this is that I don't know a way to not look at the prompts in advance. And for me to mood read, I can't. If you said to me, like, what do you want to read right now? I actually don't really have a preference. I've been having a crisis because I keep saying that I don't know how to want things. Like, I generally don't have a preference about what I read right now. I have a system in place to choose books. So if you were like, pick any book, I'd pick one off my TBR because that's the biggest priority. If I didn't have a TBR, I'd pick a spooky book. And if I couldn't pick a spooky book, I'd pick a sequel. So for me to mood read, it has to be a gut, which is why I like Spookopoly, because I don't know what the prompt is going to be until I've rolled it. And when I land on it, I just like think of a book or like find a book and I'm like, okay, I'll read this one. And that's the only way that I can mood read. It really takes the mood out of it. We should call it like spontaneous reading or something, because that's really what I'm doing. Thanks. Yeah, I just broke the habit with it. I don't use it. I actually uninstalled it off my phone accidentally, and because I didn't use it, I didn't care. And then I've installed it again just so that I can tweet about sprints and ask you a question once a week on the Spookopoly thing. That's it. That's all I'm using Twitter for right now, and Instagram. I look at stories is all I look at on there. I don't really scroll through the feed. I tend to post and go and look at people's stories. Social media, I think, is bad for brains, and I try not to be on it too much in general. I only really use Instagram. I don't use TikTok because TikTok, I think, I'm sorry guys, I should at least finish my book in this one, but it's still short. TikTok, I think, does very bad things to brains. Like, I feel like the way it's shortening an attention span is just truly not productive in any way, shape, or form. So if somebody sends me a TikTok, which Curtis is chronically on TikTok, so he sends me quite a lot, then I watch it and then I go off. You do not take the talk. And I try to be away from my phone at times. That's new, actually. I'm going to leave my phone on my desk and I'm going to go read over there, because I feel like if I can Google stuff, then I will. Ooh, spooky snacks. I feel like I need to get spooky snacks. I can't say it. Spooky snacks if everybody else has one. I do not have the answer to this. In previous years, I have done them not in order, but you are supposed to do them in order, because it's like a campaign, and each prompt relates to. We're talking about clear your shit again, by the way. But each prompt relates to a section of the story. So, like, as the story is happening weekly, you read along with the story, I guess. But this will be the first year that I can actually participate properly because I don't have a strict TBR. So I am going to be trying to read in order, with the exception of book club books and stuff that I have to read for a certain date. But that's enough from me because I am talking too much. But I will see y'all in 25 minutes. Hello, my guys. How was your sprint? I finished my manga and I really, really liked it. And just filling in my spreadsheet. It's either a 4 or a 5 stars, I think. Really got emotional in the end. Which is why I like contemporary manga, because it's always like hella sad. Not even sad. It doesn't always have to be sad. This wasn't sad, but it was like still emotional. 2020 of Inheritance by Christopher Paolini. It's a reread, but I love this series so much. 1910. Oh, you've got that. I think we're going to do one more sprint. So you should be able to do that. 36 of A Whole New World. Just finished Yellowface. Nice. 31. 23, 21, 25. All slays all around. This is for this is having a little Blink 182 party in the kitchen. Why is my focus gone so washed out? Are you okay, sir? Check the temperature on it as well. Is this the problem? It's not normally a problem. That's better. 55 left. 15, but got to 50%. 50% through Soul Mages. 3. I don't understand how I read less in 25 than 15. I feel like your focus mustn't have been great in this one. Some people read better in short sprints as well. Like, I like a 30-minute sprint in terms of productivity, because like I actually, if I have 45 minutes, I feel like I have time to fuck around, so I fuck around too much. Whereas if it's 30 minutes, I don't have time to fuck around, so I actually read. Working on the payment from hell, and it's all that's in my way from being done with work. You've got this. You can do this. Do the math. Even it might be technical issues. I don't know. Do the thing, and then you're free. Hello. Going to be watching Grey's Anatomy for the next /final sprint. Nice. 90 pages of my 5th Goosebumps book of the day. You know what, Gav? I could not be you. I could not do that. Absolutely not. I would delete my channel before I read 5 Goosebumps books in a day, I think. Read 1 page at dinner. 40 pages of The Lighthouse Witches. 50, 26. It's the math. The math ain't mathin'. Okay, I see your problem. Made it to chapter 4 and they never learn. So that's another book down. We are doing very, very well today, my guys. 21 of Legends and Lattes, loving it. 24 of The Devil and The Dark Water. It's super good so far. Nice. I don't know what my next book's going to be, but you guys will get a little bit of a spoiler, I guess, because the way that I've been doing my rolls is I forgot about this actually until I was way into my second book. But when I did, like when I used to do Spookopoly and I had TBR, and then I'd do like a week of rolling as I go, but I'd be super stressed because I'd had to speed read a TBR and it never worked out. Anyway, when I did that, I used to post my rolls on Patreon as I was rolling them. So I've been doing that this month. So the way that my rolls generally work is I roll and then I post it on Patreon and then I post it on my Instagram story after I finish the book, but I don't share the prompt, and then you guys get all the tea in my vlogs. But yeah, the patrons get the first look at what my roll actually was, but you guys are going to get first look tonight because I won't post it on Patreon until tomorrow. So when I do the roll in the next sprint, fingers crossed, providing it's long enough, I'll come and tell you guys what it is after the final sprint. I'm currently on Black Cat, so I think it's going to be a yellow. If I land on Pumpkin Spice, I'm going to put the Buffy audiobook in and I'm going to roll again, I think. And I think it's going to, but if I land on any other yellow, I don't know. I just don't know. 85% into A Discovery of Witches. Well, I didn't, but now I do. So, thanks. Honestly, I'm tempted to delete and pretend BookTube was just a fever dream. If I had read 95,000 Goosebumps books in the last, like, what is it? Is it 2 years or 1 year? Then yeah, I would potentially do that as well. I think it would be good for you. Well, you gotta outmath them. Put your math brain on and math the math. Oh, I hope you had a good day out. Sounds tiring though. Hello. 20 more pages. Nice. I believe in you, Nick. I think that you can do this. I don't know when, but I think you can do this. I don't actually know what I'm going to do after sprints. I do have one video because I'm not supposed to be working tomorrow. I'm supposed to be baking all day, but it depends. I've got one video left to proof to schedule for Sunday because I'm not going to be here. So I might do that afterwards. It's a 45-minute video though. Oh my god, welcome, Jenny. It is the last sprint, so you've got here just in time. But I hope you have an amazing time, that sprints change your life. What kind of pretzel is it? Well, no, because I would never do that, because my chance cards are my books in my TBR as well as a mix of mood reads, which is in the theme of chance. But Patreon pick is a community shelf card, and on my Spookopoly board, not my Spookopoly board, on my regular Bookopoly board, I have a square for Patreon pick. Using Patreon pick as my chance cards would literally not serve any purpose apart from to make me more stressed, because I have 5 Patreon picks like in a backlog already on my TBR. So to then start pulling them out of the jar would make me anxious, and I don't do that anymore. So there we go. Chocolate then. I'm going to say a basic bitch pretzel. No, it's not cutting it. Got to at least have cheese on it if it's going to be chocolate. Halfway through supplicant, but I'm currently having a debate of whether I should treat myself to the heating because I'm freezing. Oh my god, girl, get the heating on. My heating's been on since September, I think. But it's like really been on in October. Like, it's freezing. It's actually quite warm today, for here at least. But for the last week it's been freezing. Ooh, ice cream cake sounds good. Yes, you can indeedy. My audiobook is currently the Buffy one, which is, I've got like 7 hours left on it, but I have to listen to it in single speed because it has sound effects and music, and there's literally nothing worse than music sped up. But it's like, I've already mentioned this, I'm sure, during these sprints. It's like a drama, like a play. So I can't really, it's not like a book. It's really going to stress me out putting that onto my spreadsheet because it has no pages, because it's not a book, like it's an audiobook. And it's going to really annoy me because normally if I listen to an audiobook, I translate the pages like from Goodreads or from a physical copy. This is literally not a book, and I just don't really know what to do with that. It's going to really stress me out because it is a book because it's an audiobook, but it's not a book, so it has no pages. You know, like, it's hurting my brain. Oh, I hate that. I hate that. All right, we don't all live on Greek islands. Oh my god, yeah, for sure. The turning your boiler off tomorrow, you make use of that tonight. Oh, yeah, that's an issue. It's a dramatized version, so it sounds like a movie. What I do is get the book and write the pages from the book like the pub. 2 minutes per page. Okay, that's fair, that's fair. So that would be need 240 pages, which is fair because I said it'd probably be around a 200-page book as an 8-hour audio. It just seems so excessive listening to something for 8 hours that would equate to 200 pages. But yeah, we could do that. That would work. See, but I don't. I only work it because I don't really listen to audio. So I only really work in pages. It's going to irritate me more on a day-by-day basis because if I listen to 55 minutes, I can record 27 pages, but I can't mark that on. I'll get confused about how many minutes it is, especially when it comes to like day 2 of listening to it. And I need to work out the difference between what I listened to yesterday and today because I do like pages per day. And then I might just not calculate my pages per day for that book and just put all of the pages in on one day on the day that I finish it. That might be better. But this doesn't do anything. This doesn't help me with the pages. The pages, I wouldn't count pages in a TV show because they don't have pages either. Okay, this is the final one. I also read a page a minute, but I'm not reading the audiobook. The narrators are, and audiobook narrators or people who read out loud read slower than a page a minute. Okay, I like this. This is our longest sprint today. This should give me time to finish my spreadsheet, update my vlog, roll for a new book, update my vlog again, and read is the word that I was thinking of there. This will be our final sprint. 40 minutes. I don't know if I said that. So that will take us to just past 9:30, which, I mean, I said sometime between 9 and 10, so that's perfect. Like, literally a page an hour is the reading speed for audiobook narrators in single speed. This is why I'm fine, because it's a performance, and actually I can listen to it better than I can listen to an audiobook, because I listen to podcasts and stuff pretty frequently. It's just audiobooks that I have issue focusing on. Like, if I listen to something like an audio play or a podcast, I have no problems. Oh, good shout. I'll work it out. I'll do some maths. I'll make it do, I don't know, contribute somehow. But yeah, 40 minutes. I'm going to go pick a new book. I hope y'all are excited for me, because I'm excited for myself. And I'll see you all in 40. Hello. How did the final sprint serve you? What's going on? I did roll number 9 and I landed on Jigsaw. And I asked for confirmation from you guys in the chat that this book did indeed involve a trial. Because in the synopsis, I know Megan, who is one of my patrons and is here and does have a channel. I watched her TBR video and she put in a reread of this for this prompt, which is why I thought of it. Because in the description it says, the emperor has invited the heirs to each of his loyal houses to a deadly trial of wits and skill. But as soon as I started it, I was listening to the dramatis personae, and because I'm listening and reading along at the same time, and I was like, oh my god, the tone of this feels like Red Rising, which is always a win in my books, we know this. And then I looked at the narrator, and the reason why it potentially feels like Red Rising is that she is one of the narrators when it's multi-perspective for Iron Gold and Dark Age. So that's potentially why, but I'm very excited just because it's giving me Red Rising feels because of the narration style. I am going to have to roll again, though, either tomorrow or Thursday morning, because I'm going away for the weekend. And an audiobook, something that I have to listen to while I read, is probably not going to be the best idea. So I'll roll for a second book and read them both side by side. I was going to say I fucked myself over now because I've already started an audio and I'm not going to listen to 2 at once, but I'm baking all day tomorrow. So I think that I might listen to Slayers. I'll finish my episode of Morbid, which is the most recent one. And then I will listen to Slayers while I bake and make some progress in that. Right. I don't know if the book is anything like Red Rising right now. I think it was some of the words as well in the dramatis personae, because it felt very like Roman, ancient Rome-ish, you know. I think, was it the names? It's like the emperor, his lictors. The Emperor's Strength, House of the Crimson Shield. Like, it felt very Roman Empire-y. That's what I was looking for. What am I baking tomorrow? So, I'm making a banana and walnut cake with cream cheese frosting. I might be making a brookie cake or brookie bars. I make it round in a cake and eat it in slices. But that is a cookie base with a brownie top. I'm still undecided whether I want to do that because I'm also baking 2 sets of cookies. One set double chocolate and peanut butter, and the other set is going to be cinnamon roll cookies. So I need to buy a rolling pin because, guys, I bake all the time, but I do not have a rolling pin. So I need to see if I can find one of those in the morning to make the cinnamon roll ones. We can get rid of this because we don't need it now. And yup. I mean, this is very, very fair. It's very emotional. Okay, this is what I like to hear. We all know I've got a Red Rising shaped hole in my soul, and if Gideon can fill it. I'm only 1 episode in, so I can't really say much about it so far. The only character that's really been around is Spike. But it's cheesy, but there's something that, like, there's bits of it that I like, especially some of the interaction between Spike and other characters. Right, these cinnamon cookies, I think, it said a maple cream cheese frosting in the recipe, but I don't know. Because I'm only going to the small supermarket near me, so I don't know if I can swing the maple. So I might just do a regular cream cheese frosting on that as well. I mean, this is fair. I'm going into it knowing that a lot of people get confused by it. So I'm not going to complain too much if I am confused, because I'm expecting to be confused. Hey. Okay, my guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks for joining me this eve. I'm glad we all got some productive reading done. I can't believe that I'm on roll number 9 already. Like, literally, who is she? I will be back. It's going to be a while before sprints now. There will still be sprints next week, but we're going to do some weekend sprints next week. So you're going to have to wait like almost 2 weeks for sprints because it's the beginning of this week, the end of next week. And then I will be doing another set in the final week, which is the final 2 days of the month on Monday and Tuesday. We will be doing the Spookopoly Burnout as usual, which is all day sprints on the last day. Because this is Halloween, I don't know whether to do it on the Monday instead. Depends what I decide I want to do for Halloween. But yeah, that's fine because it's like 2 weeks away. We're all good. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed these sprints, my guys. Carry on reading, carry on rolling, and I'll see you all later. Bye.